My name's Emily Ryan. I did an undergrad in supply chain management through the Faculty of Business. I've just submitted my PhD, which is looking at sustainability in the supply chain, which was done in conjunction with the SBRC. And in the Solar Decathlon, I'm the operations manager.
My name's Clayton McDowell. I have a degree in mechanical engineering and a master's also in engineering practice. And I'm currently studying my PhD in sustainable engineering, but it's really for low-income elderly people's homes and how do we make them more energy efficient and thermally comfortable. My role here is the project manager or student leader. My PhD's been involved with a government program called the Low-Income Energy Efficiency Program, and our specific project was the Energy Plus Illawarra project. And we were lucky enough that we had human geographers, social marketers and the engineers involved, so we had the three disciplines which really enriched it. And we went out to a couple hundred homes in the Illawarra for low-income elderly people. And so I got to visit them multiple times over a few years, and we went here and we retrofitted about 184, if I remember correctly. And that was with, say, insulation, hot water systems, or even a new fridge. That was an interesting experience because in doing that, I'm studying the effects that it had on their energy bills and their thermal comfort. But it's really the human interaction that's the most rewarding. Like one lady, we put a ceiling fan in and I went back for a second visit. And as soon as I got into the door, she gave me a big cuddle and a kiss on the cheek and thanked me about how much a ceiling fan had completely changed her life. And really, it's only a few $100s. But this is just simple things like that can really have a big impact on people's lives. It's just it needs someone to listen.
The Solar Decathlon is an international competition that challenges university teams to design and build a solar-powered house. These teams build the house in their country. They have 2 years to design and build it. It's then taken apart and shipped to the country for the competition, where there's 2 weeks of judging, public display, and then we bring it back home again. I was inspired to start being involved in the Desert Rose after competing in the Solar Decathlon in China with the Illawarra Flame House. It was such a great experience being able to meet new people in all different faculties, learn how to build a house and just different challenges. So when the opportunity came up again to compete, I just had to jump in and get involved. And the idea of building a house for our ageing population I think is really important and one that's sustainable. So it's not just a house that they can live in for a little while, it's one they can live in and the next person can come and live in as well.
I think the biggest thing for this was actually visiting low-income elderly people's homes across the Greater Illawarra, and I came across a lot of different instances where people's quality of life just really isn't what it should be and isn't what they've spent their whole life earning, essentially. And a lot of it gets forgotten and family members don't know about it. So I've seen this as a great vehicle for us to actually show the world that we can make houses better and more comfortable to live in as we grow old. We all want to live in a comfortable home, so why can't we do that? There's plenty of examples. The one I always tend to go back to is this one lady who lived in the Southern Highlands, and her arthritis in her hands was too bad that she couldn't actually open and close windows. So when I was auditing the house and inspecting the windows, she said, "Can you leave them all open just a little bit when I leave? Otherwise, if I close it, she'll never be able to open it again." So I have the temperature data of a house, and every window cracked open drops that temperature really cold in the winter. But then when she leaves the house, you can never secure it. It's always unlocked, essentially. So that's a problem there.
One of the most rewarding parts of this project is really getting to know the students and getting to see how they've grown. So a lot of these students are starting out, they've had no experience at all in the past, and they're getting, you can see their confidence growing as they organise something with a supplier or they finish a part of the house, and you can see that they're really growing and they're really proud of what they're doing, and it's really good to see, and I really enjoy getting to know them and helping them to do that as well.
There's a few things I really enjoy. So when I was in the industry, I've trained quite a few undergraduate engineers. I really like seeing people, they just get it. At some point you kind of really see them develop into the professionals they're going to be. So it's been quite a journey with the students, and sometimes that's what really motivates me and keeps me going. But the other things is we're now getting contacted by different aged care places and providers that are actually asking us for advice. So clearly we're doing something right, and we want to try and get all that knowledge out into the industry so we can hopefully have a big impact. That's I think what really keeps us going, and it's working, so that's good. So I think any great problem that needs solving, having a diverse cultural background and diverse gender background is the way to solve it. We get so much more, or different ideas, I guess. We do have a massively culturally diverse team, so we have, even in our leadership team, we have a German, some Italians, we have Sri Lankans, we have I'm from an Indigenous background here in Australia. We have people from Malaysia, we have Chinese, Iran, we have Persians, we have people from right across the planet.
So beyond the Solar Decathlon, we really hope the Desert Rose has an impact on our local community. We don't want to see people living in such poor conditions in their houses when they don't have to. So it'd be really great to see changes in the legislation as to the basic standard of housing in Australia. I think that's one of the biggest things we'd like to achieve. Just to start that conversation so that people are more aware of our housing, of sustainability, and of just how people should live in general. So beyond the Solar Decathlon, I would like to get into consulting in the sustainable buildings industry, looking at how people can source things more sustainably and what it is that brings businesses in the Illawarra together to actually be more sustainable and offer more sustainable products than what we're doing now.
After the competition, I want to submit my PhD because my PhD has really taken a stop to make sure that this all comes together. So once that's done, I'm not sure. I think we'll just have to explore and see what opportunities come out of this. I really like doing something that has a positive impact and have really enjoyed working on this project. So I guess we'll just suck it and see what happens.